Welcome to Notebook, a program of interest to the St. Lucie County community that features information about St. Lucie County schools. Guests include school district and community leaders with focus on children in our community.
Hello and welcome to our newest edition of the Notebook Show during our 2018-19 season, and we are very excited to kick off the season with a very good friend, and you're going to get to hear some amazing things that are happening here in St. Lucie Public Schools. This show connects you with community officials, school district personnel, and other organizations from around the Treasure Coast. And today we have with us Mr. Keith Davis, who is the principal of Samuel Gaines Academy of Emerging Technologies, and we want to make sure that people are very aware of that name change, and we're going to talk about some of the exciting things that are happening at Sam Gaines as we kicked off the 2018 school year. And thanks for being with us. And we're thrilled to have you here to really talk about all of the things that are happening at Sam Gaines. We've got a lot of, maybe our viewers aren't aware of the changes that are happening at Sam Gaines. So we're going to talk about that here in a few minutes. But before we do that, we always like to hear a little bit about the guests and their background. And you've been in St. Lucie Public Schools for a very long time.
Very long time.
And so just talk to us, share with us a little bit about your journey, just in your professional journey through the school district and how you came to the position you're in now.
Okay. I am a product of St. Lucie County Public Schools. I'm actually a Fort Pierce Central graduate, class of '87.
Very cool.
After that, I kind of left and went to worked in Brooklyn, New York with the federal government, with National Park Service. Then I decided to go ahead and return back into the district and wanted to get into education, which was kind of unique because my interview was with my principal, was actually my chemistry teacher in the past. Yes, so that was really unique. Yeah. Glad I behaved. And but meanwhile, when I started into teaching, I taught at Fort Pierce Central High School, taught 5 years there, did business and mathematics there, a concentration in mathematics. My background is actually in business. But then from there, I taught, I coached basketball, coached football while being there. Then my next 5 years, I ended up going to St. Lucie West Centennial High School. While there, I started the in-school suspension program. And then I transitioned into the dean's position there. So I did that for like 5 years. And then from there, it was just a whirlwind of admin experiences. Right. Morningside Elementary, I was there for 2 years, so can you imagine a high school person going into elementary? Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm watching little ones getting through. But then from there, I did 2 years there, 2 years at Port St. Lucie High, and then right after that, I went to C.A. Moore Elementary, became the principal there, so I was back in elementary again. Right. We did some very successful things there. Yes. We were like 2 years, we ended up with a B rated school, and we were like about 6 points away from an A at one point. Then I transitioned to Samuel Gaines Academy as an assistant principal there, did 2 years there, and then from there I went to Del Cassins for a couple of years, Alapata Flats, I was there for 1 year. Yeah. And then performance-based, I was there as the principal for 1 year. We made some things happen there, and currently they moved me and had me at Samuel Gaines last year, and we were able to make some fantastic things happen there. Oh my goodness,
so, and that's an understatement. So that led right into my next question, because and what I love in getting a chance to hear everybody's background is, even though I've known you for years, I'm learning. I learned a lot about you in the last 2 minutes. So I mean, I came into the district, I think, in '99. So about halfway through, your career. So following you prior, the coach experience, all those things that you've done, and your years of success and what you've brought to Sam Gaines as well. So let's talk about that, because that was a huge moment to celebrate, because let me tell you, what is happening at Sam Gaines, it's all about having the right people in the right seat at the right time. And that's something that Mr. Gent always reiterates, when we're ever in district things, and, getting you in that seat was no mistake. And so let's talk about our school grades come out. Everybody in the community knows how extremely important those are when those are come out from the Department of Education, and then really looking at the points, and it's that high stake testing is exactly that. It's very high stake for our students, and Sam Gaines did some amazing things. So talk to us about some of that data that came back that you guys got to celebrate.
We were beyond pleased with the results of the data and the efforts that we put in as a team. I cannot say it was me. It was just definitely my teachers.
Sure.
My teachers, definitely my admin team, and just the support of the district.
Right.
We were able to make history at Sam Gaines this year. We were able to achieve a total of 431 points, which put us at the highest. It's a mid-C, but it put us at the highest points that Samuel Gaines had ever received. And this actually put us a 91-point jump, which led us to second highest in the district as far as points received. So we were extremely pleased with that, and we actually saw growth in all parts of the rating for the FSA. So in your reading and your math, the proficiencies both were high. Science, they were higher. Learning gains, bottom quartile. We also saw double-digit gains in those. So as a group, we were extremely ecstatic. And we're just anxious and ribbing at the bit for this year coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And share with us your kind of motto, because we noticed it. We noticed it on your shirts when your teachers all have it on their shirts. So talk to us about that.
Oh, the motto. So we sat around and we was like, well, we're moving into this STEM, and we really want to make sure it's something that's catchy, something that students will like, and something the adults like, something a little more jazzy. So we ended up going with Ignite Change, Accelerate Gains, Gear Up for Success. And it's a little bit of little kick to it. The students like it, the teachers love it, the shirts are fantastic, and we just want to make sure we echo that, understanding that we definitely are going to ignite the change here. We want to make sure we accelerate gains to school. And we want to make sure we are gearing up for success, because we are a STEM school.
Absolutely. And just to give the viewers a little bit of history, so Sam Gaines opened in 2007.
Correct.
Share with us the mascot, the Colts.
The Colts.
Okay.
Yep,
I always start to say the Mustangs. I don't know why. I know, and I don't know why I want to say Mustang. But the Colts, and then and the Colts actually stands. You use that as an acronym.
We have an acronym. I think we're moving away from that.
Yeah. I remember it was there was something that went along with that, and I should have written it down, and it didn't. It's also a Kids at Hope school.
Correct.
And you are very instrumental in the AVID program as well. Can you talk about the AVID program, because that's very unique to Sam Gaines?
Right. Let me start with a little bit of the Kids at Hope, and then I can kind of transition into the AVID component. The Kids at Hope is just that whole belief and guidance and encouragement that we want to have for students. So it usually ends with the 4 destinations, which is usually your home and family, education and career, community and service, and hobbies and recreation. So with that, you want to take the 4 ACEs, which are caring adults. So in your caring adults, you have your ACE of Heart, which is your parent, your anchor parent, someone that's taking care of you 24 hours, 7 days a week. Then you have the ACE of Club, which is any caring adult. It could be a teacher, a pastor, someone like that, who's known you for an at least 8-week period. And then you have the ACE of Spade, which that adult that has that high expectation for you. And then that final ACE, which is the ACE of Diamond, which is that adult that's giving you those opportunities to succeed. Usually you'll see that in organizations and things like that. And the reason I kind of wanted to start with that platform was because that leads us right into AVID. AVID is Advancement via Individual Determination. It's set up basically like students are taught, regardless of their circumstances, that they can overcome life circumstances, they can overcome obstacles, and always achieve success. So that's the process that we are working through with AVID. Students are able to think critically, they think collaboratively, and also they just maintain those high expectations. And then we have something called Wicker Wednesday, which is Wicker, W-I-C-O-R, which is your writing, your inquiry, your collaboration, your organization, and of course your reading. And these things are all components of AVID. This occurs in middle school on in grades 6 through 8. However, we've managed to trickle down in
a little bit.
So we're able to feed ourselves. So with that, students are able to do Cornell Notes, which is a part of note-taking along with other type of notes, two-column note-taking, various notes. So this way students are able to have strategies to go on in life and be successful. Hopefully they either end up in college or they end up in a strong career-ready background. So that's what AVID does, and of course the students, they love it. They have an AVID class, and during that class they do a lot of tutorials during that time. And believe it or not, when meeting with other conferences in other states, AVID is actually in 47 different states. So you have about 80% of low socioeconomic students are in AVID, are successful, and their success rate is like above 75%. Even when we track the data with our students, those that are in AVID and those that aren't, the students when they start in 6th grade, they are much stronger students by the time they hit 8th grade compared to those who are not in the AVID program. So of course, you know, now we're trying to open up that volume. Yes, definitely. So that's kind of a little snippet of AVID. And
it really sets the stage for the culture of the school.
Correct.
Which, you know, again, just hitting on that successful piece, and you know, you're building that character development, the responsibility, leadership, which is really, really critical to a K-8 school, because those are the kids that the younger kids look up to and follow. And again, just that component of greatness that we're continuing to see Sam Gaines achieve. So as we're talking about that, and you briefly mentioned the Ignite the Change. So that kind of leads us right into what's happening new at Sam Gaines. So for the viewers that may not remember, because it's been a few months since we talked about the grant, St. Lucie Public Schools received a $12.5 million grant, and Sam Gaines was actually part of that grant, and that's where we were able to change the name and add that little tag of emerging technologies. And I'll tell you what, when people see what's happening at this school, they are going to be busting down the doors to get in their kids into these programs and to really see what happens. And we're going to, this will kind of lead us in right to this video. So how about we go to the video right now, and that'll kind of, so what we're going to do is just show our promo video. This is the video that we show when we're out in the community, and share, just to kind of give everybody a little sneak peek about what you're going to see at Sam Gaines.
Fantastic.
Sam Gaines Academy will become the new Samuel S. Gaines Academy of Emerging Technologies. This is a K-8 magnet school that will meet the needs of our students for future jobs and opportunities available to them. The students, although immersed in technology and surrounded by the latest of innovations, will be learning skills to prepare them for careers in a myriad of disciplines.
Being able to connect with other students who like to do the same things that I do, especially if it's things like technology, it's really different and it's very exciting.
I think it would be cool to go to a technology-driven school because it will help me learn faster.
Taking college classes in math and science is difficult. Having a school that would have been able to help prepare me more would have made life easier.
Our students will just be so immersed in it that they will become experts and really be competitive, have an edge over students that don't get exposed to those courses until later in their educational coursework.
All right, so welcome back, and we hope you enjoyed that video, and it really gave you a quick little snapshot of what is happening at Sam Gaines. And let's talk a little bit about what is being offered to students, because this whole program has been fully revamped to fit that STEAM or STEM theme. And I apologize, I said STEAM because Westwood High School is our STEAM high school.
Correct.
And then Samuel Gaines Academy for Emerging Technologies is our STEM focus.
Correct.
So through the grant, we've been able to implement a lot of new programs, a lot of new positions.
Correct.
That have really allowed us to bring these highly skilled, highly qualified teachers into Sam Gaines, and we're very excited about that. So talk to us about some of the new programs that have been added, and then we'll go a little further into that.
Well, first of all, we've started our K-5 science resource. We had something like that in place last year. However, to have the whole STEM focus this year has really taken us off to a great start. We've also included our technology resource, which again is another STEM focus. Then we open up and we have now a science coach slash STEM teacher. And we also have Project Lead the Way, which is something that we're excited for our middle school. And then we have a middle school technology position, which is another way, again, getting into the STEM with the whole technology. And then, of course, we have a couple of STEM coaches, which we're using into our STEM lab, our makerspace lab, things like that. So just off positions alone, this gives us the flexibility in elementary and middle school now. Students are always going to be exposed to something with the STEM. So with our middle school schedules, students are not only allowed to get in their resource time, which could be whatever elective, PE, band, music. However, they're able to get the AVID and get a STEM class. So they may be in AVID and maybe in Project Lead the Way, maybe in AVID or maybe in our technology class. So that way, middle school students are getting 2 resources during the day. Along with that, our elementary students, all of them are able to circulate and go through our science resource, and they're receiving technology resource. So we're making sure or ensuring every student is actually going to be impacted by the STEM magnet.
Right, and that's very unique because typically your middle school students generally only have one elective typically, and you've made it happen where these kids are getting this exposure twice a day rather than, you know, just once a day. And a lot of times, you know, I know for elementary, you know, when the kids were on the wheel, they would only get that experience once every 4 or 5 days. And now that's multiple times through the week. And oh my goodness, just talking about the Project Lead the Way, when you mentioned that.
Oh my goodness.
And I know Mike McKenzie is thrilled about what's happening in there. What will parents expect to see in that class? What are some of the things that he'll be doing?
Well, it's quite unique. Project Lead the Way, it goes into a lot of different components. With that, you're able to see some of the design challenges. Sometimes Project Lead the Way, what they do is they actually start out with just like something basic like robotics and modeling and technology. So oftentimes they're taking things from they may get packages of robotic information, and then they actually have to design or build a robot. And with that component is a whole coding piece. Now, I've had the luxury of going to see where we want the program to go, and it was really wonderful. I wanted to get down and play myself and just see what the kids were doing. But what they did was they designed like a contraption or a vehicle, and it had to go through a maze. And the way they could only get through the maze was they would have to get the coding and make adjustments through the maze. So, you know, if the vehicle stopped somewhere or it didn't finish the route, then they would have to go back, look at the coding that they put in the computer, and then bring it back and give it a trial run again. And so, believe it or not, we saw like a lot of our females or girls just really just kicking the boys. Oh, they were really beating the boys down with this. Because the young males, they're so competitive, but they just couldn't. I mean, the girls did really well. So those are some things we're seeing. And so we were actually able, in our Project Lead the Way, we were able to have 4 Z spaces added into that, which is a computer pretty much based on augmented reality. And so what it does is it gives students, they're able to do architecture in 3D. They're able to take layers off of a frog, augmented frog, of course, and then able to get into the heart. And then they have these different programs in it, Newton's Park, Franklin Lab. So a lot of different things that are 3D. Most students are accustomed to seeing it on the screen, but however, when they put those VR glasses on and they have their stylus in their hand, they're able to pull away and just see various things. So doing that component in Project Lead the Way, we've been really fortunate. And of course, we're doing coding and gaming. So those are other components that we've managed to add into the Project Lead the Way and just into our middle school 8-9 technology, 7-8 programs in technology.
Wow. I mean, it's endless what what these kids are going to get to experience. And you know, as you were talking about the Z Space machines, I got to sit in on that training and to watch all the things that they were doing. I mean, it went from life science, at the middle school, or lower elementary, all the way to anatomy and physiology, where they're they're doing the whole body. They can dissect. They can look down, like you said, down at the heart. you know, modeling and creating, you know, even animation.
Correct.
So, you know, there are so many different directions that the kids could go, you know, rather than, you know, outside of the science. It can go into the engineering piece, the math piece. It really hits that whole component. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
And I'm sure I can't wait because I haven't got to see it in action yet. So I can't wait to go because all I have heard is how excited the kids are going to school and looking. This is the coolest thing ever. You know, I mean, we're hearing, you know, just different things from people in the community and parents, and just the excitement that I know is happening within those four walls of that school. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So this year was a little bit unique. So as being part of the magnet school, there's actually an application process that has to be followed because because of being part of the grant. And this year we have in the magnet seats we had kindergarten and 6th grade. Talk to us a little bit about the uniqueness of those two grades, and then what that's going to look like in the future for next year as we roll up to the next grades.
Oh, this is so wonderful. Yeah. 6th grade this year, we were fortunate to have the whole district was open to coming in to join us. All they had to do was express an interest in learning about STEM. So we opened up and allowed students to come in 6th grade. Currently right now, 6th grade is actually, they're receiving one-to-one with laptops, along with our kindergartners. So it's very interesting to watch these 6th graders now. They're going to their electives. They have their laptops in their hand. They're doing Canvas already. Canvas is something that is being done at the college level for tracking and everything else. So they're getting exposed to that. Not only are they doing that, they're actually working on their bios electronically, but they're also doing projects in our design challenges class. Currently right now, we noticed that they were working on designing hoop gliders. That's going to be the first design challenge. Can't wait.
Very cool.
So watching that, and it's a very basic one, but it gives students the opportunity to collaborate, problem solve,
and immediate success.
Immediate success, and to just be able to see, okay, this is where it needs to go. So we noticed that in 6th grade and kindergartners, I actually walked in and they were creating a castle out of cups.
Oh my goodness.
So, and this was kind of unique because they had to talk each other through how to create it. And then we had to teach them how to stack them in a timely fashion. So they really liked that part of it, of course. But then they were able to, not only were they able to log into their computers, but right now they're such at a young age. In the past, we would do just like, you know, computer safety, how to turn it on and off, those type of things. Nah, not these kids. They're opening up the laptops, they're sliding through and everything else. So they're already so far ahead on what's going on. And the unique thing about it is next year, we would not only have a 7th grade class and a 1st grade, but we will still get another kindergarten and 6. So in a 2-year time, we're going to have 4 different class groups in part of the magnet, and then just it's going to continue to trend up. And so just having that common language through the school and making it, this is how we do, and this is the culture, and this is how it feels. It's a lot of excitement. We call it a term we use, butts up. When students are so excited, they're leaning and they're out of the chair trying to get more information. So we call it, this is the butts up. That's that's the engagement level that we're looking for. So those are the things that we kind of noticed right away as far as just the kindergarten and the 6th grade. So.
Right. Oh my goodness. Well, and one of the things that I want to be sure that the viewers get information regarding, because I know earlier in the spring you had a STEM night that was really kind of an open. Talk a little bit about that, because parents are actually going to have the opportunity to do that a couple times this year. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we are actually in the middle of, we're creating our schedules this year for STEM nights, family nights, and then we're going to have clubs, gyms, which is girls engineering, because I forgot to mention, and I need to say, my STEM team, we have an engineer that teaches math on the team. And then with our computer teacher, he has a background in coding and photography and things like that. So, you know, we have this wonderful STEM team that's in place with these very strong backgrounds in their content area. So with these STEM nights that we're looking for our committee to do, along with our site-based STEM team, we're going to have partnerships coming out, and they're going to be able to share and show things that we are going to move towards. STEM nights, we're looking at least to have a minimum of about one a month. Last night, actually, we had a curriculum night for our 6th grade. So, yeah, well, we kind of snuck that in on everyone. Yes. So, parents were able to actually sit down and talk with the teachers, and teachers end up taking them back to the 6th grade pod, and they were able to see some of the information that is going on with STEM. So we're definitely open to doing our STEM nights once a month. We also want to come up with a schedule to have the community parents visit the school. Right. I'm thinking of something like, a Catchy Tuesday tour type thing. Yeah. But it's just me, my mindset. Yeah. But as soon as we get those dates down, we definitely want to make sure we get that out to the community and the parents and let them know, we want you to come in, come see us grow, Go ahead and help us ignite that change.
Oh,
so
man. And
that's what we're looking for.
And you feel it when you walk into the school. You just know there's something different. And if parents are still interested, there's actually a few seats still open for 6th grade.
Correct.
And a few in kindergarten, not very many.
Correct.
And those seats for the lottery are actually open until the end of the 9 weeks. So if you're listening and you have a kindergartner or a 6th grader, let me tell you, you want to get those applications in ASAP and try to get your student in, because what is happening here is igniting change in the whole district, not just at Sam Gaines. It's changing the whole perception of how the community sees, and just the excitement that this grant is really, like you said, igniting, which is really awesome. So we want to encourage people to visit Sam Gaines' website.
Correct.
There will be updates. You can always visit our website, the school district website.
Correct.
And
just follow the links.
And on there, if you go to the first page of the home page of the St. Lucie Public Schools, you'll see to the left-hand side, you can tell I've said this a million times, you go to the left side and you'll actually see a little tab that says STEAM, and that takes you right to the applications for Sam Gaines. And also the videos that you're seeing today, you can actually go back and take a look and even share with somebody that you might know that might be interested in attending Samuel Gaines Academy. So we're going to take a little break real quick, and then we're going to show our whiteboard video. This is the one that the kids really love.
Yes.
So we're going to take a break and come back in just a moment.
Samuel Gaines Academy of Emerging Technologies, a K-8 magnet school, opens August 2018 for incoming kindergarten and 6th grade students. Be the first to discover a world of innovation that will prepare today's students for tomorrow's jobs. The Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math STEM magnet program will provide the foundation for students who want to design, create, and explore the future. The prestigious Cambridge Primary Program, Advanced Middle School College Board, and school-based technology programs will expose students to computer coding, agri-technology, medical studies, robotics, and virtual augmented reality applications, supporting related majors and careers. 6th grade students will have a dedicated laptop for personalized learning and easy access to digital tools. Students will become leaders and collaborators while using Minecraft and other gaming applications. Come join us at Samuel Gaines Academy of Emerging Technologies, where you can find your passion and invent your future.
Well, before we close out the show, we just want to remind you to be sure and share this information that you've learned about Sam Gaines Academy of Emerging Technologies with your friends and your neighbors. Take a look at the promo videos. You can go back and look at those anytime on the St. Lucie Public School website, along with the applications. And the applications for next year, we're already going to be opening those up very soon in the fall. So that'll be here before we know it. So don't miss this opportunity. This is a chance of a lifetime to have your child or your grandchild participate in this next century for college and career readiness, and just an amazing experience that your students can be a part of. And I just want to thank Keith for being our guest today and sharing. And the one thing that I really want to kind of have everybody say, stay tuned, because right after the holidays, we're going to come back and we're actually going to do a live tour of the school. So you are going to get a chance to see the kids in action, find out, don't miss that opportunity, and we'll remind you a little bit later in the year that that opportunity for you to see this is coming. So don't miss what's happening at Sam Gaines of Emerging Technologies, and we'll look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a great day.